Our city manager is out sick, so our prayers are with her. But we do have Assistant City Manager Claire Whitley, Assistant City Manager Sean Finley, City Attorney Randy Hayes, and to my far left and your far right, we have our great chiefs, Jesse Godfrey, Fire Chief Howard Bailey, and I am Mayor Jason Leslie. Thank you all for being here tonight. At this time, I'd like to call up Pastor George Ward to come up for the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Shall we pray? Our Heavenly Father and our God, we're both thankful and grateful for your benevolence, your love, your grace, your protection, and your provision for each of us. We stop to thank you for life, for family, for love, and for community. We thank you for the opportunities and the mandate that you've given our Ormond Beach City Commissioners and how you have called them to build community of integrity, trust, and love. We ask your blessings on our city officials who have been called to lead the community in which we live, and to interact, to work, to serve, and play. Thank you, God, for our Honorable Mayor Jason Leslie, for our City Commissioners, Zone 1, Lori Tolan, Zone 2, Travis Sargent, Zone 3, Kristen Deaton, and Zone 4, Harold Bradley. Thank you for our City Manager, George Shanahan, and the Assistant, Sean Finley, and Claire Whitley. We bless our Police Chief, Robert, affectionately called Jesse Godfrey, and our City Attorney, Randy Hayes. We pray for each staff, team member, official, department, and the boards that serve our community. We ask for your wisdom, your direction, your guidance as they strategically labor to build a better, a greater, and a stronger Ormond Beach. We pray for understanding and clarity as resolutions and as proclamations are presented on tonight. Thank you, oh God, for this beautiful weather. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You'll be seated. Pastor George, thank you for coming out. It was good seeing you. Okay, we're going to move on to presentations and proclamations section of the agenda. Today we have one proclamation, and I'd like to call up Sergeant Ray Yanes. Sergeant, it's good to see you. First, we thank you for being here. Thank you for everything you do. Before I present this proclamation, don't worry, I'm not contagious. Before I present this proclamation, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, just thank you for the opportunity to attend this course. It was a wonderful course, and it just helped me, understand how to do my job just a little bit better and serve this community. And thank you.
Thank you. So at this time, I'll have you hold up the plaque here, and I'll read the proclamation. Like I said, excuse me, everyone, for my voice tonight. I'm not contagious, just something that the doctor couldn't figure out. Whereas Sergeant Raymond Yanes, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my thing here, began his career with the Ormond Beach Police Department on May 1st, 2017. And whereas Sergeant Yanes recently graduated from the University of Louisville's Southern Police Institute's 102nd Command Officer Development Course held in Orlando, Florida. This 5-month intensive program, comprising of 2 weeks intervals, focuses on the development of leadership and professional skills. And whereas Sergeant Yanes brings a wealth of experience from his 22-year tenure with the Miami-Dade Police Department, his background includes roles as police officer, crime suppression, auto theft task force, Economic Crimes, and Special Victims Unit. Corporal and Sergeant, and whereas being the supervisor of the Criminal Investigations Unit, Sergeant Yanes leads his team with pride and dedication. He also serves as the Vice President for the Police Collective Bargaining Unit. And whereas Sergeant Yanes has demonstrated his dedication to the law enforcement profession, being away from home and family to enhance his knowledge, skills, and abilities, his exceptional work ethic and unwavering commitment to duty make him an accomplished and valuable member of the police department, city, and community. Now, therefore, I, Jason Leslie, Mayor of the City of Ormond Beach, Florida, do hereby proclaim February 3rd, 2026 as a day to recognize Sergeant Raymond Yanes. Congratulations. Okay, yep, bring everybody up. Oh, who's that? Oh, wow. Hello, wife. Okay, great. We're going to move on here as soon as Captain Bruce is doing his job here. Doing good.
Damn good job of it.
You're doing good. We love you, Captain. Okay, at this time, we'll hear from those of you who have signed a card to speak about any item which is not on the printed agenda for this meeting or any items on the consent agenda. Each person will be given a total of 3 minutes. As a reminder, please be sure to state your name and address and speak clearly into the microphone, as it helps us do any kind of follow-ups that we might have to do with you later on. So at this point, we have Patricia Franzman. Patricia? Oh, there you are, Patricia.
I hope my voice doesn't go out. I'm having problems.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Patricia Franzum, and I am representing the Bear Creek Village community located in Ormond Beach. I am submitting for public record a petition that has been signed by 190 Bear Creek residents. This petition is in regards to the Riverbend Golf Course located on Airport Road. We would like this beautiful piece of property to become usable outdoor space. Please know, I do not claim to be an architect or financial planner. I understand that's your job. But what I am is a person who loves and appreciates the outdoors. Ormond Beach has the amazing ocean for all to enjoy. We have parks and we have playgrounds. However, when we go to these places, we are just about always surrounded by the noise of traffic. We have plenty of stores, medical buildings, and apartment complexes. A great deal of time and money has been put into new roads and sidewalks along A1A. We live in a time where many talk about the importance of protecting the environment and concerns about children not spending enough time outdoors and away from screens, and how many seniors become depressed by sitting indoors watching TV. You have an opportunity to turn Riverbend into a place where young and old alike can enjoy being outdoors. You have the opportunity to really help the people of Ormond Beach. Isn't that why you were elected to this commission? To serve and help the residents of Ormond Beach? Take a look at the land and try to see walking trails, picnic areas, a small restaurant, maybe a 9-hole golf course. Riverbend is off of Airport Road, but the property is tucked away from the street noise. This area of Ormond Beach needs and wants outdoor recreational space. Why not take this opportunity and give the residents of Ormond Beach something that would be used and greatly appreciated? Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Patricia. Next up, we have Debbie Forrester. Or Debbie, where you at? There you are. In that really cool looking uniform.
Debbie Kruk Forrester, Ormond Beach, founder and commander of Ormond Strong, a nonprofit benefiting military veterans, first responders, many are both, and their families and patriots within the community. You know our history. We started a vigil morning bridge walk over the Granada Bridge in 2015 when my husband and 200 others from the 1st to 265th ADA deployed for a one-year mission to Afghanistan. March 2016, all returned home safe. We had over 1,000 people at the Daytona Beach Airport welcome them home. We continue to walk every day, raising awareness and support for all who have served our great country and communities. With that said, and this being the semi-quincentennial, a historic milestone in our country, Ormond Strong Bridge Walks are celebrating our nation's 205th birthday, raising awareness and support for all who sacrificed their time, their strength, their ambition, their health, and their lives on this earth over the past 250 years so that we can enjoy the freedoms we have today. Why am I wearing the uniform, you ask? No, Long John Silver's is not my side hustle. I'm wearing it to honor a great patriot, the only female patriot that served hands-on in the Revolutionary War, Deborah Sampson. She's from Massachusetts. She disguised herself as a man by cutting her hair, bounding her bosoms. Can I say that here? Yeah, I guess so. And she started in 1782. She, as the war raged on, she disguised herself as Robert Shurtliff and joined the 4th Massachusetts Regiment. She then went on to serve in the Continental Army under General George Washington. She took 2 musket balls in the left thigh for America. She didn't want to have her gender. She didn't want anybody to know she was a female. So she took her pocket knife, took the 1 musket ball out and sewed herself back up. But after that, yes, and I'll do it any day for America. Yeah, but then when she was serving in Pennsylvania, a fever broke out and the gig was up. So that's why I'm wearing the uniform. But it was Paul Revere that got her full honorable discharge and her pension. So I'm here to let you know any stories like this you want to hear. We have the Veterans Museum that our group, Ormond Strong, paid the first 20 years rent for that it started over there, that between those doors. I don't know if you know the history of it, the Veterans Museum, but it moved on to Daytona Beach, and we make sure it continues. We ask you to come out and support the Veterans Museum during this historic time. Thank you. Ormond Strong out.
So our mayor had to excuse himself for a moment. He asked me if I would continue with the cards. Is that okay? Okay. So the next up is Derek Weeder. May I have help here? Is that okay? Shall we move on?
You're the chair. It's up to you.
I'm sorry.
You're the
Yeah.
chairperson, so it's up to you.
That would be fine. I'll put you to the end of the pile, and we'll move on to the next person. Next up is Suzanne Schreiber.
Good evening, Commission. If you could just tell the mayor what I said later, maybe in closing comments. Suzanne Schreiber, during Green Volusia. There's been discussion at the Volusia County Council meetings about Volusia Forever, specifically concerning perpetuity and why we have partners. In the year 2020, an impressive 75.6% of voters expressed strong support for the land conservation program, a percentage that exceeds the approval ratings of any current county council elected official and likely any of those in the past or in the future. In 2000, the initiative received 61.6%, which was still very high back then. With percentages this high, a reasonable assumption would be that many of the people in the chamber tonight voted to tax themselves in support of land conservation. The title Volusia Forever suggests it represents forever or permanent. It is a good time to note that it is a willing seller program providing landowners with options. There is a 25-year precedent in Volusia County of never selling land acquired through the program, coupled with a proven track record of establishing strong partnerships, always with county attorneys participating in these discussions. The benefits of land conservation are many: improved water quality, flood prevention, biodiversity, recreational opportunities, cultural preservation, agriculture, and even more. Volusia County has been a leader in land conservation, as I said, for 25 years. Tonight, we're requesting a consensus letter to be sent to the Volusia County Council supporting perpetuity and partnerships for the Volusia Forever program. The city has been a partner in this program, so it should be easy to reinstate your support. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Could I say something real quick? Deputy Mayor, could I speak real quick?
Sure.
Do we want to speak about what she just,
We can either do that now, or we could wait till the end of the meeting. What would you like to do?
I mean, if we're in consensus, I mean, I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind giving a letter of support for Volusia Forever, if anybody else is on board with it.
Everybody else agree that that's something you want to do?
I'm good with that as well.
My thing's not working. I agree as well. So can we direct staff to write a letter in support of Volusia Forever and ECHO
And its partners, correct?
and its partners?
Yes.
Yes.
On behalf of the commission, and would you like that to come back to you, or we can just send you a copy?
You can just send it then.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
shouldn't
you-
be able to direct that to you, sorry.
Is everybody okay with staff to just send it, or do we need to see it?
I'm fine with staff just
I don't-
sending it.
I don't need to see it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, Claire. Appreciate that. And thank you, Suzanne, for bringing that to our attention. All right, next up will be David Randall.
Good evening. My name is David Randall. I live at 99 Chrysanthemum here in Ormond Beach. I'm also a captain with the Ormond Beach Fire Department, and I'm president of the Ormond Beach Professional Firefighters Union. This city is my life. The men and women I serve with and the community that I serve are my life. I say this because I want you to understand how seriously I take my responsibilities as both union president and a captain with the Ormond Beach Fire Department, which I know you all do. I stand here tonight asking for your support in passing our collective bargaining agreement. The proposed contract before you represents many years of hard work, lots of hours in negotiations. I'd like to thank Claire Whitley and Samantha Potts for all their patience and hard work throughout the negotiation process. I'd also like to thank you, the commission, for working with us and willingness to meet and listen to what we have and what's important to our members. I ask that you pass the contract tonight as proposed, and I hope you have a great night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Randall. And next up is Marcia Blue.
You'll be happy to know I have a very short one, just a couple of questions. Marcia Blue, Ormond Beach. Good evening, Commissioners and Mayor. The following is in reference to Ormond Beach Municipal Airport. If the runway extension happens, will the Airport Design Group runway remain a B2? Will the larger jets be flying in and out of QDO/OMN that are larger than a B2? Below is my email address for someone to please send me the answers. Thank you for your time and good night.
Thank you very much. And we have one last card. It's Derek Weeder. Are we moving on to that now, or are we waiting for the mayor to return?
Madam Chair, so we allocate 30 minutes for audience remarks, and then you proceed to the items of business. So Mr. Weeder would like to speak now. That's fine. If not, then we'll just close it out and go to the city business.
All right. Mr. Weeder, would you like to speak?
Derek Weeder, Ormond Beach. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, and City Manager. My name is Derek. I'm here tonight because I believe deeply in transparency, accountability, and the constitutional rights of every resident in the city. I'm speaking publicly because private avenues have failed, and because recent actions by the mayor and individuals closely associated with him have crossed serious legal and ethical lines. I want to be very clear. I don't seek conflict. I seek accountability. Over the past several months, I've been subjected to repeated harassment, intimidation, and retaliation after exercising my First Amendment right to speak out on matters of public concern. That alone is troubling. What is more troubling is that these actions appear to involve misuse of authority and coordination with private individuals. Specifically, I'm putting the city on notice tonight of the following concerns. First, the unlawful disclosure of my private medical information to third parties. Medical information is protected. It is not political ammunition. It is not gossip. The mayor disseminating it without consent is not only unethical, but it constitutes violation of state and federal law. Second, the monitoring and recording of private phone calls without consent by the mayor and family members to be used to intimidate and threaten to use in family proceedings. Florida is a two-party consent state. Recording a call without all parties' knowledge and agreement is illegal. No elected official and no family member of an elected official is above that law. Third, retaliation and harassment directed not just at me but at my family after I exercise protected speech. That is unacceptable in a free society, and it has a chilling effect on every resident who may want to speak out here tonight. Let me be clear. Public office does not grant immunity. Power does not excuse misconduct. And criticism of government is not harassment, it's democracy. I'm asking this commission to take these concerns seriously to ensure that no city resources, authority, or influence are being used to intimidate citizens, and to reaffirm that the city respects the Constitution it's sworn to uphold. I am documenting this record, I am preserving my rights, and I'm asking for accountability, not special treatment. Thank you for your time.
All right. All right, so that ends the comments, and I don't have the agenda in front of me. I'll have to move to the middle seat. I have my agenda right here, right here.
There is an annotated agenda.
All right, guys, you don't get me in the middle seat. Looks like our mayor's back.
For a couple of months.
Sorry, where are we at? Where are we at?
We just finished public comments.
Okay. So we're on the consent. We didn't vote on the consent yet?
We're just at number 6.
Number 6? Okay. Okay, so the approval of the minutes. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay, the minutes for the January 20, 2026 City Commission meeting have been sent to the Commission for review and posted to the city's website. Does anyone have any corrections or changes at this time?
Move approval.
Second.
Second, okay, any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it, minutes approved. We'll move on to the consent. Items on the consent agenda are deemed routine and non-controversial. The action proposed is stated for each item. Unless the City Commission removes an item from the consent agenda, no discussion on individual items will occur, and a single motion will approve all items. Does any member of the Commission wish to pull anything from the consent agenda at this time?
I move to move consent agenda item 7G, as in go.
Okay, so is there any other ones?
Move approval absent 7G. Second.
Okay, any discussion? No, seeing none. Okay, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Oh, it's minus G.
Well, you have to do my C, yes.
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. City Clerk, could you please read 7G?
Disposition item titled RFP Employee Benefits Broker of Record Services.
Okay, is there a motion for approval?
Move approval.
Harold.
Second.
Okay, discussion?
So I removed G because potentially could have a son that will be bidding on the RFPs being sent out.
Okay. Commissioner Sargent?
Wait, and
I'm sorry, yes.
and I filed Form FB, 8B,
Okay.
with our city clerk.
Commissioner Sargent?
Thank you. I work for an agency that could participate in the bid. Therefore, I will be removing myself from sending this out to bid, and I have my Form 8B to give to the city clerk. Thank you.
Okay, easy enough. Any other discussion from the commissioners? Seeing none, we have a motion and a second on the floor. City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Sargent?
Abstain.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Abstain.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment on any of the consent agenda items at this time? No? Okay, we're going to move on then. Okay, I will now open the public hearings. City Clerk, please read the legal title 8A, ordinance number 2026-01.
Ordinance number 2026-01, an ordinance authorizing the execution and issuance of a development order for a planned business development to be located at 890 North US Highway 1, to be known as the Tomoka Commerce Park, authorizing the development of the property for a mixture of commercial, warehouse, and light industrial uses, establishing conditions and expirations of approval, and setting forth an effective date. This is the second reading of ordinance number 2026-01, read by title only.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay. Do we need Stephen Spraker to come up and discuss about the item again? No? Okay. I do have 2 cards here for public comments, so I will call out those speakers right now. We have Patrick Pulaski, and on deck is Jim Cameron. All right, Jim. Okay.
Patrick Opalewski, 647 North Beach Street. Mr. Mayor, City Commissioners, I'm here to speak in support of the project. The small bay industrial product, again, is something that we need here. It's in demand. There's not a lot of availability of it. This is a great project and exciting from an economic development standpoint. Entrepreneurs will start small businesses in these kind of projects, and they'll grow into employers right here in the city, and provide opportunity for long-term jobs. I speak in support of the project. I respectfully ask for your support of the project. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Jim Cameron.
Good evening. I'm Jim Cameron Consulting, 39 Laurel Oak Circle here in Norman. But pretty much to reiterate what I'd said at your previous commission meeting, though, about this project, it's going to be a quality project with quality type of businesses here, retail and professional, though. And that said, it's something that, I've worked quite a bit, and I've seen their work at Parker Mitchenberg and Associates, and they've gone over this area there quite a bit, though. And I think you're going to have, like I say, something that's a high and dry type of project, but more so, again, been following Tallahassee, and I was talking with them today, and those bills are moving up there as it relates to property tax relief for homesteads, and that's going to affect y'all here at the city level, because you take out that homestead property, or if you lower it somehow, you're going to have that much more of a need for non-homesteaded commercial type business projects, though, like this is. So again, I support the project.
Mr. Mayor?
Thank you, Jim. Commissioner Briley?
It's my apologies. I would like to hear Mr. Spraker's.
Sure, let's do it.
I'd like to hear from Mr. Spraker on this. I'd like to hear his presentation.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I was not at the last meeting.
That's right. You should have said something.
Correct.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm not 100% tonight, so, give me a little break there. Stephen, how are you?
I'm doing great. Good evening. Stephen Spraker, Planning Director with City. So the property is located at 890 North US Highway 1, shown on the screen. It's abutted by US Highway 1 and the railroad tracks. The project has a general commercial land use and a planned business development zoning. There were 2 previous approvals, both of which expired. The 2007 approval was known as a Route Commerce Park, similar site design as what is being presented tonight, although the industrial in the back is a little bit different with the site design today. The project has an expired development order. There are 2 choices, either to go back to the B8 zoning district, which would allow the permitted and conditional uses, or to seek the planned business development amendment, which is before you tonight. There is a separate preliminary plat. Preliminary plats are now approved by the Site Plan Review Committee based on state law. There are 4 proposed lots, lots 1 and 2 for commercial. Lots 3 and 4 would be for warehouse, light industrial uses. This is the site plan that was included in your packet. The total project is 12.48 acres. There is a wetland on the southeast corner that is being preserved. The project has their St. Johns River Water Management District permit, and they are exceeding their natural preservation at 20%, where the Land Development Code requires 15%. There are a total of 11 buildings totaling 110,000 square feet. Lots 1 and 2 are just over 9,800 square feet. Those are commercial along the frontage of US 1. Lots 3 and 4 are on the rear site, and those are intended to be a warehouse, inside RV, boat storage, and light industrial uses. The development order that's included in your packet has a list of uses. Lots 1 and 2 are shown on my left. Those are commercial uses. Lots 3 and 4 are shown on my right. So if it's not on that list, it's not allowed in that development. The project has been reviewed by the Florida Department of Transportation. There was a traffic impact analysis. There are improvements that are required on US Highway 1. The center drive aisle would be the entrance into the project. The drive aisle on the north would be the exit. There are a total of 3 wetlands on the property. Wetland A is being preserved. It's just over 1.2 acres. Wetlands B and C, which are each less than half an acre, are being impacted and incorporated into the stormwater system. The project has 2 flood zones. Flood zone A is basically where the wetlands are. The rest of the site is in zone X, which is not in the special flood hazard area. The 2 deviations that are being sought through the project are 4 foundation plantings along where the warehouses buildings are. Those are being replanted within the site, and then to delete the interior lot buffers where the drive aisle exists, and that is a deviation that's been approved on previous projects. There is 1 historic tree that is being proposed to be removed. There is an analysis from Mr. Don Spence, who basically said the tree is in decline, is tree number 5 on that site plan. There are 3 historic historic oaks that are being preserved on the project. The property has gone through site plan. There was neighborhood meeting, site plan review committee determination. It was recommended for approval by planning board. On the first meeting commission, there was a recommendation for approval. Tonight is the final reading before the commission. The planning board did recommend approval of the project, including the uses, the deviations, subject to the resolution of all outstanding SPRC comments.
Commissioner Briley, you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Stephen, the TIA, I don't think the uses that are proposed here are super intensive. So I guess my question is, the TIA didn't show that they were going to have to install any, like a right turn lane on US 1 for southbound for the project?
They are doing a deceleration and they're doing a bi-directional median. So that
I knew about the bi-directional median was going to be there,
so
right?
Those are the limits. They may have a final proportionate fair share contribution that they are required to meet. But those are the improvements that were required as part of the traffic study.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Anyone have any other questions for Stephen? No? Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Do you want the applicant to come up and speak? Because we had the applicant last time. Is the applicant here? Oh, yes, okay.
Good evening, Steve Buswell with Parker Minchenberg and Associates. Again, thank you, Stephen, for the report. Really just here to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for the applicant? No? Thank you for being here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion. We have a second for approval. Any discussion you guys like to go around and talk about? Commissioner Sargent?
Yes, I spoke with a resident today, and she was unable to attend and asked if I would read her email that she sent to, I believe everyone received it from a Robin Magliora, and I just told her I would read it, so please bear with me. Commissioner Sargent, I apologize for sending screenshots attached, but it is a lot of information. Please accept this as a formal and for the record request to table the second vote for this project to a future date for reasons stated in the information. It is my opinion, and with all due respect to Mr. Vanacore, that more research is needed to prove the need for this facility. Please confirm receipt of this email in regards Robin Magliora, which I forwarded this email, and I'll read the screenshots, but I did forward this to the city clerk to include in the record. It just says, first reading passed the city commission meeting on 1/20/2026. The vote was 4-0 with Commissioner Briley absent. The second and final reading for this bill will be on 2/3/2026 at commission meeting, 7 p.m., 2/3 Tuesday, 22 South Beach Street. One of the reasons stated by the commission for approval was lack of public opposition to the bill. They stated that they did not receive emails, phone calls of opposition. Some did not see the social media posts and comments. Commissioner Sargent questioned, where is the proof that Ormond Beach does not need more storage units built? Storage unit information at 65 to 75% occupancy, a facility will break even, covering operating expenses and debits services. To be profitable, they must have 85% to 95% occupancy. They will raise rates on current units rented to make up for the loss of occupancy. A well-maintained facility will run a 90% occupancy with profit margins ranging from 30 to 40%. Ormond Beach storage unit information. I contacted, now mind you, this is from the resident, not me, myself. I contacted the storage units in Ormond Beach to get their statistics for occupancy. I was unable to get information from Mr. Vanacore's builds. I was advised that they could not give me that information. I was given a corporate phone number to contact. I left a voicemail for a call back and never received one to date. Further attempts to call sent me to an automated phone system. The system disconnected when I chose an option. The facility that I contacted are running at 40 to 85% occupancy. Most are below 80%, with two possibly running at 80 to 81% and one at 75 to 85%. Small local boat / RV storage facilities that had 90 to 100% occupancy at one time are running with an approximately 40% occupancy. The same for small local storage facilities. And I think I'll leave it for there. And this resident asked if, at the end of it, just said, I am going to request that the commission table this vote to a future date. This will allow the commissioners to do their homework regarding the need for their facilities. So that is the end that I will read. I don't know if any commissioners need to table this to do more homework, but I asked, and I read the email. And I will say that since we've been here, I received 2 emails. It looks like one that is in strong support, another one that is not that is opposing it. And with that, I'll hold my comments. I'll let others speak, and then I'll come back, Mr. Mayor.
Sure, Commissioner Deaton?
Can I ask a question of the applicant?
Oh, sorry.
After reading that email?
Yeah.
Is this going to be a traditional storage facility?
As I understand it, it's, we're doing the use, and it has the opportunity to be offices with a warehouse component to it where small businesses can use it. They're going to be basically accessed from both the north and the south portion of it. So to my knowledge, they're not the typical mini storage warehouse that you get from other facilities. These are more of the outdoor business type.
So this is different from his other storage facilities? Yes. Okay, that was my question. Thank you. Sure.
Commissioner Briley.
I was just going to say, you may want to stay up there for just a second.
Sorry, I was looking that direction there.
Because I just want a clarification too. I heard on the first reading that and I just want you to confirm for me that the frontage buildings will be more like stores and businesses and things like that are along US 1, correct?
They're commercial / retail.
Correct. And then
there's some
storage.
The industrial portion is back
the
by the
warehouse
railroad tracks and
right.
In the rear of the property.
And that's aimed at small businesses, right? To promote
Correct.
Small businesses. And so trucks and work vehicles would not be parked in your driveway.
Correct. Those with logos and that may have issues with their homeowners association have a place to go where they can park their vehicles, store their equipment and so forth, have a small office to manage their business.
And I'm not sure if you all have ever received any emails, but I know I have received multiple complaints from residents that have a neighbor that has their work truck or multiple work trucks in their driveway. So I think this is good in that it anticipates or bringing those trucks into a proper place. So thank you. No more questions from me.
Commissioner Briley.
Thank you. Stephen, I don't have anything for you, so.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions for the applicants?
No more questions for the applicant.
Okay, you can sit down. Thank you.
I can tell you from my time when we served when I served on the planning board, we had certain types of uses that most city residents wouldn't want in town. So they were delegated to the I-1 zoning district. However, if you had a parcel with acreage such as this one, it was actually allowed there, that type of business. And knowing Mr. Vanacore and him being here for a very long time, most likely wouldn't do that. But that type of development is allowed by right. There are a lot of other developments that are allowed by right. Dollar stores, certain types of, he has certain uses where he wouldn't even have to come to this commission and ask. He wouldn't have to go to the planning board or the city commission and build by right.
That's right.
He could, if this was denied, I guess, sell the property to somebody else who could come in and maybe build something we don't want. So knowing how he builds, I mean, the projects he's done, I'm comfortable with this project. I'm not sure what, there's other things out there that I would not be comfortable with. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm just going to jump in here for a second because I saw some stuff, I've been under the weather. I'd spend a little more time online than I like to, because not much to do when you're sick. That you're right, Commissioner Briley. The applicant right now, I think it's B8 zoning, if I'm correct, right? B8, Stephen? And under B8, he can build, all kinds of different things, right? He could build maybe a 30, 40, 50,000 square foot building, right? Freestanding building and put something there. And, he can do that right now. He just has to go to site review committee. Oh, sorry. Right, site review committee, non-commission approval needed. Is that correct, Stephen? Stephen, actually, you know what? If you can come up here, you can just kind of, acknowledge what I'm saying here. So this way we're on the same page. So the applicant can, at the current zoning, the way it is, under B8, can go and just apply, go to site review committee if you want to build a freestanding building for whatever the type of uses that are on that B8 zoning. And it will not come to the commission here, correct?
Correct. They would have to do a zoning map amendment back to the B8, but once they're there, then it is a staff approval for the uses in the B8 zoning district, the permitted and the conditional uses.
And then on the screen there shows it right there. Okay, those are some of the uses, correct? Nursing home, retail sales and services, clubs and fraternal organization, right? Things like that. I'm reading on the C permitted uses side. Now, and what could happen is that, and I do real estate transactions, and I've been around this game a little bit. That could eventually become a empty property, right? Somebody could move in there, things might not work out, and now you got an empty property, right? And it could become blighted at some point. You have a lot of different uses that are going to be in this new zone change, right? You'll have commercial space in the front, which could be a restaurant, a nail salon, hair salons, things like that, right? And then the rear part of the property, if you want to call it the rear part there, we'll have warehouse units, which are not really storage units. I don't know why they're called storage units. I know a little bit about these things, so I was trying to buy one, and that was, an obstacle. But they're also business opportunities for people, too. People might, somebody might want to, be working out of their garage, or it could be working out of a warehouse, or a storage unit, and they have supplies in the storage unit. They got a little full, and now it's like, you know what? I got to step up my game. I got to go to a bigger space, right? And this is the space they're going to have, and it's also going to have an office inside those spaces too, right, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
So you'll have an office as well. So think about your plumbers, your contractors, people services that we rely on, just so you all know, right? How many times do we call somebody for services, and we call 10 people, and 5 maybe call you back, and 3 show up, and maybe 1 will give you the actual job, right? So these are services that will be provided along with business opportunities. So, and then you think about the tax rolls too, right? We heavily rely on property tax, right? Forget about the whole property tax elimination thing, right? We rely on their property taxes. I talk to mayors all across the state on different, types of gatherings that we do, and I've had mayors come up to me saying that, we have a high millage rate. How do we get the millage rate down? And they live in their communities don't have any commercial business space at all, and that's why their millage rate is high. Because most of the residents are homesteaded, their property values are a little lower, and that's going to have a reflection on what your property tax rate is. This type of thing right here is good because that's what keeps our millage rate low, and that's why we have the second lowest millage rate in the county. So, think about that for a second, right? You're going to have services coming out of this location, you're going to keep your taxes low, and you're going to provide business opportunities for people too, which also might include, job openings for individuals as well. So I can understand the frustration with some of the residents here on this whole thing, but at the end of the day, we can have a freestanding building that might not offer as much services, might only be one service. For all we know, I don't know what it could be. It could be one service, not that much staff, and not as much property taxes either collected, because the property taxes are going to be assessed on what the value of the building is. Each one of those warehouse units, I was told they're going to be sold at $300,000 each. So if they're sold at $300,000 each, the assessed value is going to be $300,000, and that's going to be the tax rate on it. And there's no homestead because these things don't get homesteaded. So I think that overall, I think it's a good project. I think it'll be good for the area. The applicant went through above and beyond everything that he was supposed to do to make sure that there was going to be any flooding and things like that. So at this point, it's like it's hard to say no, especially when they can build something else. So that's my comments for that. Anybody else want anything else? Okay. Commissioner Sargent?
I don't need.
Oh, Stephen, no, you have a question for Steve, I'm sorry. Thank you,
What you're
Stephen.
standing there. There's just a few things I'd like to address, and I appreciate this resident taking the time to make the phone calls or the trips to get this information, but I think we're comparing apples with oranges because these are not storage facilities. And, you know, when you look at, you know, we hear Ormond doesn't need more storage units. Okay. If you go down Granada, how many storage buildings do you see that are vacant? They're not up for sale. I don't know their, you know, I believe these occupancy rates, but they're not out of sale or out of business. When you go down Granada, you see several restaurants that have closed. So once again, these are not storage facilities. They're in light industrial buildings for small business owners. And I believe competition is good with these. And maybe the other places need to lower their rates for our residents instead of increasing the rates. Maybe they'll get more people and their occupancy rate will go up instead of increasing the rates. Just a business thought. And I know that it came up that I think during our last meeting that it was talked about a strip club going in there. And I saw that online somewhere. And I don't remember anyone up here referencing a strip club or a gentleman's club. I believe what was referenced was and can you go back one slide, please? Thank you, right there. I believe it was number 14, or 13, I'm sorry. A sexually orientated business is what was referenced, not a strip club. So when we talk in facts and make decisions, I think it's important to do it in facts. And it's not a storage facility. It wasn't a strip club being forced. It was light industrial with retail up front and a sexually orientated business is one that was a potential. So I just think it's important to do facts, and I think this is going to be a great project for this area as the US 195 interchange gets redone and the empty lots start getting developed. You know, no one's going to develop, let's just think about this. No one's going to develop those lots right now until that interchange is done, and then they can bring businesses in there. And that will be our gateway to our community, not the storage facilities that everyone's saying, we don't need this storage facility as our gateway. Well, that's, once again, let's talk about facts. With that, I'm done. Thank you.
Okay, with that said, you actually, what you read there about the resident wanted to table this, is there any energy here to table this thing? No. No, seeing none, okay. Any other discussion? No? Okay. Well, we have a motion on the floor for approval, and we have a second.
Mr. Mayor, I don't believe you have a motion.
Oh, we don't, I thought we had a motion first.
Move approval.
Okay.
Second.
We already have one.
Oh, did we?
Yeah. Come on, no. I'm not.
Sargent and Tolland.
Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies.
Okay. All right, with that said, we just verified we have the motion in a second. City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. Okay, well, City Clerk, please read the legal title 8B, ordinance number 2026-02.
Ordinance number 2026-02, an ordinance amending Chapter 2, District and General Regulations, Article 2, District Regulations, Section 2-39, Affordable Housing of the Ormond Beach Land Development Code to update the section based on Senate Bill 1730 for expanded applicability to planned developments permitted in the area zoned for commercial, industrial, or mixed use, and parking requirement reductions, repealing all inconsistent ordinances or parts thereof, providing for severability, and setting forth an effective date. This is the second reading of ordinance number 2026-02, read by title only.
Move approval.
Second.
Commissioner Briley was absent the last meeting. Do you want me to have Stephen Spraker come up and just talk about the item?
If you would briefly, please.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Stephen Spraker, Planning Director with the city. So the Live Local Act was enacted in 2023, requires jurisdictions to allow uses for affordable housing regarding height, density, and permitted by staff approval. In the last legislative session, there was Senate Bill 1730. It expanded the Live Local Act to plan developments for commercial, industrial, and mixed-use zonings. It also requires reduction of parking within a quarter mile of a transit stop. Our code already has multimodal corridors that has a reduction. Quarter mile is a little larger than what we allow, but it's similar. So these are required state improvements that are now being integrated into the city's land development code. The planning board recommended approval, and staff is also recommending approval.
Any questions for Stephen?
No, sir, that was my understanding, so thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Stephen. Okay, I don't have any cards. Second reading here. Any other discussion from the commission? No? Okay, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. I will now close the public hearings. City Clerk, can you please read the legal title 9A, Resolution Number 2026-15?
Resolution number 2026-15, a resolution appointing a trustee to serve on the Firefighters Pension Trust Fund Board, setting forth terms and conditions of service and setting forth an effective date. This is resolution number 2026-15, read by title only.
Is there a motion for approval?
Move approval. Second.
Okay. I could have the city clerk speak on the item if any want her to speak about it. Seeing none, okay. You got the free pass right now. Okay. I don't have any cards here, no other deliberation. So with that, city clerk, please call the vote.
Well, we need to nominate somebody, correct?
Correct.
You know what? You're right. That wasn't in my cheat sheet.
Mr. Mayor, I'll nominate Mr. John Long.
Mr., can you say it again?
John Long.
Okay.
Second.
I'd like to nominate William Medlin.
Okay, so let me just go in here. So, and you want to? Is there a second for William Medlin? Okay, seeing none, I only have a first and second for John Long. So a motion fails on your motion. Okay, any other discussion then? Okay, City Clerk, please call the vote.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. Okay, City Clerk, please read the legal title 9B, Resolution Number 2026-16.
Resolution number 2026-16, a resolution appointing a member to the Planning Board, setting forth terms and conditions of service and setting forth an effective date. This is resolution number 2026-16, read by title only.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, this is the mayor's appointed person. I nominated Amber Boback, so, I already need the nomination on that. So if there's no other objections to it, I think we could just call a vote, right, Randy? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, call the vote, please, City Clerk.
Commissioner Sargent?
Yes.
Commissioner Deaton?
Yes.
Commissioner Briley?
Yes.
Commissioner Tolland?
Yes.
Mayor Leslie?
Yes. And just real quick, is Amber here? Amber, congratulations. Well deserved. And service well. I know you will. Okay, we're going to move on to staff and commission reports, suggestions, and requests, starting with, the city manager is not here today, so we'll start with Assistant City Manager Claire Whitley.
Hi, good evening. Just a couple of announcements. Florida Department of Transportation has installed the last of the 3 pedestrian crossings on Granada. I believe the last one was the one on the east side of Granada across from the shopping centers. And so those are all there to increase pedestrian safety. Hopefully you've seen people using them. I know the one across from the chamber I've seen activated quite often. Movies on the Halifax this week is Pride and Prejudice on February 6th at 5:30. Reel in the Fun Fishing Tournament is scheduled for Saturday, February 14th at 8 a.m. at Central Park 1. And the Great Backyard Bird Count at the EDC is on Saturday, February 14th from 9 to 2. Any questions?
Any other questions for Assistant City Manager Claire Whitley?
Thank you.
No, thank you, Claire. Assistant City Manager Sean Finley.
I just want to kind of brag about our utility department here. We had some cold weather over the weekend, and being that we're not used to freezes and cold weather, we sometimes don't know that how we can handle it. Just for some numbers, we received 91 calls to our water department over the weekend. On Sunday, every single one of our staff members was out there addressing those concerns. Majority of them were backflow preventers, those raised portions of the water service that you see sticking out of the ground. A lot of those were frozen. That was really the biggest call that we got. We did have 3 water main breaks that occurred on Monday, 2 2-inch, 1 6-inch. And what I'm most proud is that our water distribution guys were able to make those fixes all what we call a hot condition, where the pressure remained on the system. There was no outage. There is no need to do a boil water. Those guys are great. And so they really step up like they do on every day. So I'm taking this as an opportunity to brag on them. But thank you all and have a good night.
Thank you for that, Assistant City Manager Sean Finley. I know that I see Bob back there from Utilities. Bob, thank you. And anybody else here from Utilities? No? But Bob, make sure you let your staff know thank you for everything they do. They do a great job. And it just goes to show how important our utilities are, to the community. City Attorney Randy Hayes?
No, sir. Thank you and good night.
Okay, have a good night. And like I said, Joyce is not here. I know she's listening online, so get well, Joyce, and everything will be taken care of, and we'll see you when you get back. With that, we'll begin our evening with Commissioner Briley.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be very brief. I'd just like to welcome Captain D.W. Smith back. You look great. Glad you're here with us this evening. And our City Attorney, Randy Hayes, welcome back. You're looking great. With that, Mr. Mayor, I'll say good night. Thank you.
Good night. Commissioner Tolland, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, thank you. First, I do have a request. I'm wondering if staff wouldn't mind reaching out to resident Marcia Blue regarding the airport. She had some questions. If we're not discussing the airport extension, but if we did, would that change the B2 level? If someone would mind reaching out to her and just talking to her about the airport.
Yes, we can provide her all that information.
I would appreciate it. Thank you. I do want to congratulate our chamber. They had their annual installation and awards, and congratulations to all the incoming folks, and great job with the outgoing folks. I was also attended the firefighters banquet, the Ormond Beach Fire Department's banquet, and they celebrated all the good men and women that performed exemplary work, and their whole department performs exemplary, and I'm very proud of them. And it was a fun banquet. Also able, which is for the residents, that we were able to represent you at Florida League of Cities Legislative Action Days. Oh, I didn't know Marcia was here. I'm sorry. So you'll be talking to staff. You're still here. Florida Legislation Action Days, we advocated for a couple priorities, infrastructure type priorities for the city with our legislature. So I was honored to be able to go up there and represent you as well. I also had the opportunity, it was kind of fun, I was asked to read to some kindergartners at Pine Trail Elementary for Literacy Week. And you forget about why you do this and how fun it is. We always see adult residents, but it's the kids that really bring joy to your heart, and I enjoyed that opportunity. Also, congratulations to the Fire Pension Board and the Planning Board nominee, Amber. I know you're here. And I'm just going to say a couple things to all the appointees in their advisory thing. And my advice to you is take your appointment, and I'm going to speak to you directly, but it's to anybody in any advisory position. Take your appointment seriously. Be prepared for your meetings. Participate with meaning. You don't have to just talk to talk. Make it meaningful. Listen carefully to what people say, particularly the residents. Always go into a meeting with an open mind and willing to learn, and know that you're appreciated. So that would be my advice to anybody that's on any of our advisory boards. It's a privilege to serve, and I think a lot of us started out serving on advisory boards, and you learn a whole lot about the city when you're doing those things. And with that, I'm going to say good night.
Good night, Commissioner Sargent.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Public Works. Appreciate that. The firefighter banquet, sorry I could not attend. Thank you all for representing us there. I'd also like to say a special thank you to PD, Fire, the Sheriff's Office for responding to Temple Bethel last week during the bomb threat. You know, and it's not real easy when you have kids that go there and you get a call from your wife that there's been a bomb threat. But man, is it reassuring to know that they respond within less than a minute. I think all hands were on deck, doing the sweep. You know, it really puts you at ease. And we just got to realize that there's no place for this hate in our society. Zero place for it. Doesn't need to be tolerated. And thank you to the Sheriff's Department who were able to track this person down, I believe down by Main Street, and took him into custody within 30 minutes, an hour of this incident happening. Thankfully, no one was harmed, obviously, at the school. But then the following day, they got 2 more threats that were very nasty, that were emails. You know, and of course, they were traced to some far, far away place. But it's just really a shame the hate that people have for whether it's color, religion, whatever it may be. We need to rise up above that. We're better than that. And it's just very disturbing, but I am very thankful for the Sheriff's Department, police, fire, and everyone that responded. I also know that we put our names, a lot of us put our names on the petition that's going out for the residents to vote on toilet to tap. What I would like to propose, if this commission is okay with it, is for us to have a workshop to discuss and have staff provide us data with our water quality. What are we doing? Explain the wells in Ormond Beach, the reverse osmosis that we do in Ormond. Just really give us a high level, because it's real easy to jump on and say, hey, we want to ban this and ban that, and you know, I think we need more information. Obviously, none of us want to drink toilet to tap water. I think that's probably, I can't speak for everyone, but I know I don't. But I think it's important for us to maybe better understand it before we make certain decisions on it. So I don't know if everyone up here is willing to maybe direct staff for a workshop on water and kind of outline that, but I think that would be just something that I would like to know what you all think on it.
So you're really looking for just an education on how our water is and what we do, correct?
Correct.
Is that really a workshop, or is that a presentation maybe from Sean at a commission meeting?
We could do that as well.
What is, Sean, what do you think about it? What's your opinion?
I think we can cover a lot of those topics in a pretty short discussion item. We are in the process of reworking our utility master plan, which would be something at a later date that we would do a workshop on. But I think that that's a little bit further down the line, so I think that we can come up with something in a little bit shorter order here and do a presentation. I'll get with each of you individually and make sure that we're covering the things that you want answers to, and if there's things that you want to learn more about, I'm happy to happy to get that information provided to you because I think it just would benefit all.
I would like a presentation so our community can hear it as well, not just one-on-ones.
Well, I think that you were talking about.
No, I didn't mean one-on-ones with you all. I meant get with you each individually to get the topics that you'd like for us to bring for our presentation
This way he has a
at the
presentation
commission
ready.
meeting, if
Yeah.
that works for you.
Thank you.
I can hear him too, thank you. All right, so basically, what you're saying is that you can meet us individually, so we know what we want to talk, we want you to talk about and do it in a presentation. How much time do you think it would take you to be able to do something like this? Can we have this in the agenda in the next maybe month or two?
I'd say our next meeting is February 7th, shoot for the March 3rd, if that works. If that's not too late, or if you want, we can put pressure on it and get something for you for next meeting.
March 3rd is perfect with me.
March 3rd, everybody else?
I think it's fine. I just think, may I speak for one quick second?
Sure.
Mayor? I just think it's, Ms. Finley, you're probably not aware, we're getting a lot of emails with misinformation, and we need to understand just as much as the residents. So I think even a high level where we're at, and we'll talk individually, but yeah, I think we don't need to get into all the details of all that, but high level.
And that was the main reason for asking, if you've got emails, if you've got questions that you're getting from the residents that you want to make sure that we address, we'll make sure. I don't want to cover 9 out of 10 things. We want to make sure we cover everything that y'all have questions about, so.
Fair enough.
And I would just like to say, reach out to family, friends, loved ones, and check in on them. You never know, you might save a life. With that, good night.
Commissioner Deaton?
Thank you. Well, I'll move past. I was able to read to the kindergartners as well at Pathways Elementary, and that was quite the experience. But it was good, and we've attended a bunch of events. Nobody needs to go over all of it. We attended a bunch. They were all great. Okay. I had a meeting with Lucy Jackman at the Performing Arts Center last week. They are needing some help promoting the PAC as a professional theater, but with community involvement, not necessarily as a community theater. They have all of the higher grade lighting and sound that they have highly invested in and are trying to get bigger artists. The PAC is providing a 10% employee discount for the upcoming performance of the Ultimate Garth and Shania tribute show on Saturday, March 14th. So if anybody who works for the city would like to go, she's giving 10% off. I did get with Mary Margaret Kelly, so we can try to get Brian Kelly, and they are working on that to try to get our hometown guy here for a concert at the PAC. Not sure if it'll work out, but we put them in contact. If anyone has any other ideas on how to sell more tickets and get bigger performers, I'd love to get them back to Lucy.
Have we asked Jen to help out with that?
I did.
Okay.
Any other ideas of how to get? No? Not seeing any? Okay, moving on. Unfortunately, we didn't get the Racing and Rec grant that we needed for the lighting on fields 11 and 12 for safety. There was an incident on these fields this past weekend that involved a lot of police presence. With that being said, I'm proposing the following and would love to have the feedback of my fellow commissioners. I feel that we need to take the funds from the recreation fees income to get lighting on fields 11 and 12. They're moving flag football there from the Wendelstedt fields, so this is going to be imperative. With the incident this weekend, PD didn't necessarily know where to go right away, and they were headed to the wrong field. We need to remove the palmetto underbrush for better visibility, leaving the trees, of course, and add additional signage for fields 11 and 12. And I'd like to get your input on that.
Safety is really huge, and if our first responders cannot get and find a field, so we only have the fields labeled on like the fence, like it used to be, or are there real?
Where'd Robert K. left? There is signage, but it wasn't. I guess maybe Chief Godfrey can maybe speak to what the confusion was with the officers going to the field.
So maybe.
I'm sorry. It isn't on the road, so we need to get the signage on the road, and they were having problems with the underbrush, being able to see where the field was because there's so much palmetto
I think
underbrush.
that's a no-brainer. I mean, you have to have signage.
I think a lot of this could be solved with wayfinding signage out there because there's almost none.
Okay. So if we could maybe direct, we'd like to see, for safety reasons, we need to see the underbrush cleared out and the trees kept.
Yeah, and what are you asking about with the lighting?
Okay, so we had, what was it, a couple of meetings ago, we requested a grant for the rec and racing grant so we could get the lighting at least matched for the lighting on those two fields. They don't have any lighting on those two fields. We didn't get it. We weren't in the top 7. So I was speaking to Doug Thomas, who is not here at the moment, but he suggested possibly taking the funds from the recreation fees income to get lighting on those two fields.
So there's no lighting, or are we just converting it to LED? I need to get more
I'm pretty sure there is
information.
no lighting on those two fields. Robert's not here. Alex shaking your head, is that correct?
So could we just get some more information and bring it back? Maybe ask Robert what that would look like financially, and how much?
Yeah, absolutely.
We've already started that discussion with our finance director, Kelly, so we'll bring that information back to you.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, I just couldn't make a decision right now. I
No,
don't have any
absolutely,
information.
but that was something that he would like us to look into, so I figured I'd bring it up. That is all I have. Have a good night.
Thank you. Have a good night. I will echo the commissioners on some of the things that was discussed just now. I mean, we did a lot of events together. I also got to read to some young kids, first graders. It was really interesting. I haven't read to a first grader in I don't remember how long, but that was really a lot of fun. We had our legislative days in Tallahassee. That was very interesting. Got to learn a little bit more about what's going on in Tallahassee. As you may know, this is the last session for the governor, so a lot of moving parts happening, a lot of things going on. But it was a good learning experience for us. We had a chance to talk to our delegates about our city's priorities for 2 projects that we'd like to get funded. I think that the consensus was that, everyone seemed to be okay with it, but by the time it gets to the governor's desk, that could be another story, but we're hoping for the best on that one. Attended the firefighters banquet. Great job by the fire department. There's some fire guys over there. It was the 2nd annual, really great job. And it's really nice to recognize the fire department for everything they do. Great group of people. Police department too. I mean, what happened the other day at Temple Bethel? I mean, I saw the message and I'm like, and then within a short time, they already captured the person, so that was really good. And that's what I love about the police department. We have a great police department, and that's one of the things I talk to residents about when we talk about our property taxes. It's like we got the 2nd lowest millage rate in the county, and we still have a great police department, and we have great services, and that's the investment that we get in our community. So when we pay our property taxes, it's an investment, and that investment is money well spent with our first responders. So thank you to the first responders for everything they do. The last thing I want to talk about too is that we have, this is election year, a lot of things going on with that. And so I just want to kind of point out that, everyone out there, just to try to be mindful if you're a candidate for office, about just being careful about, what you're going to post on your campaign page versus what you do with things in your position that you're in. I remember meeting General Flynn about 2 years ago, and I wanted to do a picture with him when I was a candidate, and he knew I was a candidate, and he wouldn't take the picture with me because he's like, no, I don't want you to post it because then it'll look like an endorsement or something like that. So just be mindful of that because, some people might not like it. Just ask, permission, before you do things like that. But other than that, though, good luck to everybody out there, and be safe, be well. And with that, I'm going to adjourn the meeting.